The new Dragon Ball game has dropped four more new character trailers that we will be watching here today. I have seen the characters, so I already know because I have them pulled up, but let's watch the trailer for the first time. Again, this is the new Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, otherwise known as Dragon Ball Project Multi. The beta test is coming out, or the network test is coming out in the next like 30 some hours or something like that. I don't know the exact number, but next day and a half, I'd say. So I'm super excited to see this game. If you are too, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know who you're going to be playing of all the characters that we've seen already. And let's get into this. We'll be going over the four character spotlights for the new characters that are getting shown. They might not be new, but I have seen some updated stuff, and we'll talk about it and some good combinations with characters that we already have. So let's get into it. If you enjoy, please leave a like, drop a sub, and we're getting into the video.
Peggy 12.
Okay, again, I'll be talking over this. If you want to see it without it, it's here. So Dabura, again, I've seen who all the characters are, but I haven't seen what they do yet. So he has a little blast. He has like a little field around him. That seems different. The spit. Yep. It's cool animation. Okay, and they have like some everlasting, and then they get petrified. He seems like he could be pretty good. Did they say if he's like a tank or a damage? Yep, okay. So stay close to your enemies with this hero. Applying petrification to gain additional firepower. Fill up the petrification gauge. Okay, so I bet that's the little circle thing. If you guys remember this, that's probably what this circle is. This is probably the thing that fills up the petrification where you have to stay close. Very interesting. Okay, let's see what he does. I'm very curious because he already seems pretty good. Demon's Domain, yep, there it is. Fill the petrification gauge of the enemy's hero within a certain proximity, and when their petrification gauge is full, you can use a rush attack to petrify them, stopping their movement. Yeah, that's broken. I mean, you completely... Now, again, this is going to be either really busted or really terrible. It really just depends on how fast this gauge itself goes up. That doesn't seem crazy fast, but it looks like when you land a certain amount of attacks, it goes up even further, so it's not like crazy slow either. And then you just get a free. Can they dodge that petrify? That's the thing. Like, is that a guaranteed petrify, and they're just cooked, or can they dodge it? Now that's something to be determined. But if that's a guaranteed hit, you're basically finishing them off 100% of the time, I would say, or at least a good portion, because this also is multiple people, as far as I know. Like, this can affect multiple people. I would assume anybody in this circle is going to be affected by the petrification gauge. And then in turn, getting petrified, you can't move, you can't attack, you can't do anything. So, especially if there's a teammate with him, it's going to be even, wow, he seems good. What? So, he has Doom Ray, let's see it, and then, okay. Quick little DPS thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Petrification gauge. Did that go up? Oh, that went up like a quarter of the way. Wow. So you blow up a target. If this hits a hero, it fills their petrification gauge. The lower their petrification gauge is, the more petrification will be applied. So this actually, it's a benefit to just hit this right away because it looks like the petrification goes up at a steady rate. So if you get the most out of the way right away, then that seems to be much more impactful because they'll get petrified faster. Also generates aftershock. Okay. So this guy's whole kit is based around the petrification. And then he petrifies. And it does a lot of damage if they're petrified. Okay. Darkness Spear. You throw out spears. That doesn't seem too crazy, but there's three of them, so it could be useful. Throw out spears. Apply no vanishing step. And you gain movement when approaching the heroes hit by the sphere. So they can't get out of the petrification, basically. Spit Flames. Okay. Applies speed down, which is gonna help you get petrification because you're gonna go up to petrify them. Enemy heroes hit will be affected or afflicted with burning, and their petrification gauge will be filled. So everything is based around his petrification. This guy seems pretty strong. And again, the rate is gonna be really important. How much damage is he doing before you petrify, and then his ult fills petrification gauge. Yeah. Okay, so again, his whole kit. So he's a damage character. He's based around his petrification, which seems pretty strong, honestly. Now, he doesn't really have any movement tech himself other than the vanishing step or whatever they call it. But everything builds up petrification. Or it at least helps you to be able to build up petrification with the spears. I don't think it doesn't directly petrify. Yeah, it doesn't say it does petrifying, but it makes it so they can't vanish step and you get movement speed when approaching them. So, in a way, it does help the petrification because they can't move as fast nor vanish step. And then you're going to be able to get to them faster to be able to petrify them faster. So, he seems like a very strong character. Actually, seems kind of crazy. This guy's going to be. I mean, again, with other characters with you, I mean, he's going to be doing a lot, I feel like. This is just one on one. I mean, you basically against this character you have to be some sort of ranged character like Krillin, set the trap, you use the solar flares and you stay away from him. You can't really get too close to this guy because he's just gonna build up your petrification gauge and you get hit with any attacks it goes up even faster. And then you just get locked into a spot where you can't move and you can't do damage and you can't do anything except get hit basically. He seems really good. I think okay. This might be the best character that we've seen so far. I think we might. I mean, obviously we don't know until it's in game, but he seems very strong. We'll go on to the next character right now. All right, we're on the next character. It is Majin Buu Good. This is a character that
Peggy
was
12.
in the first demo or beta, whatever network test. But so far, a lot of the characters that have been in it have gotten some kind of difference. So he has like a little. Okay, this is animation. His little run. Okay. That's probably like a slow candy bean. Turns them into candy. And you eat them. Okay. His ult. Technical. Heal HP of yourself and your allies. And use the candy ray to turn them. Okay, so gain stock when healing yourself. Or when you apply debuffs. Rush attacks consume stocks for a damage boost. Okay. He's a tech. This is a healer, so he's pretty much almost always going to be useful. Attack down, movement speed down, and causes their hitbox to expand. Okay, so a big debuff. Healing, yeah. Basically just healing. Yeah. Okay, can use heals. Attacks moving, apply strike up defense to yourself. Hold on, I didn't read that. Strike up defense to yourself. No skills to enemies, but you do move them, and then you can change direction. So this is really just like getting them off of a point. Nothing too crazy. You get a little damage reduction to strike. Okay. And then fire a beam of light that turns enemy heroes into candy and creates an AoE heal that you can heal anything that's on your side. Okay, in this area. The more enemy heroes you turn into candy, the greater healing effect. I mean, I doubt they can damage you, so you're going to be using this, and if you have somebody with you, they're going to be getting healed, and then the enemy obviously is just cooked because they can't do anything. Seems pretty good. This guy seems a lot more basic. I mean, he's a healer. He has the debuff for both some kind of attack and movement debuff, and his hitbox gets bigger. He also has the move out of the way, and then the heal. So he really seems like a pretty basic character, which is fine. As long as his healing is good, which it looks like it is. Or probably, I think it was in the first network test. He looks like he'll be a pretty good guy to pair with a whole bunch of people. I mean, if you paired this guy with like, I don't know, Baby, who possesses you, and you heal yourself while he's possessing you, and then you also get healed by Baby when the attack lands, but he's also draining your HP at the same time. And then you just heal Baby as you take over, they take over other people's bodies. I mean, this could be a good combo. I don't know if you would want to have the two damage dealers together and have the tank and the support or the technical character together. I would say usually it's pretty good to go 2v2, like a two-man or two-person group on the top route and a two-person group on the bottom route. It really just depends, but this with like a baby would be a pretty strong combination, honestly. Boo is your typical support character. He heals, he debuffs the enemies, he has tech to move people off of zones, and then again he ults and turns the person into candy, and then you get a healing circle out of it, which is probably going to be pretty good. And you're basically going to guaranteed defeat the enemy that it turns into candy, I'm guessing. Yeah, he just goes up and just eats them instantly. Oh, he spit them out. Either way, that he seems like a very good support character. He's gonna be looking like he's gonna be pretty effective. The main technical characters that I'm looking forward to is Boo. Having Boo on my team, will I play Boo? Probably not. But Frieza also looks interesting. Frieza's also a technical character, and that's probably a character I'm gonna play quite a bit. He looks pretty fun with Zarbon and Dodoria, and you control them a little bit. And he looks like pretty cool. So between this guy and Frieza, I'll probably play Frieza more. But I would love to have a Boo on my team just to have somebody to heal. And yeah, he heal and debuff. Hopefully he does decent enough damage to where he's not like trash. But overall, pretty good. Really like this character. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, we're on the next one. Android 18. I heard she was pretty broken on the first beta, so we'll see if they may change. Honestly, I didn't pay that much attention to Android 18 in the first beta, so I'm not 100% sure, but I heard she was really good.
Peggy
But
12.
we'll see based off of this information here how she feels. I'm very
If
curious.
you're looking for a fight,
Woof!
that's
Sorry,
fine by me.
that was unnecessary. Okay. I know she's a damage character. Yep.
I'm not here to be a good
She has like a 5 bars of something, and it regens pretty quick.
I'm just here to
Structo
win
disc.
and survive.
Okay. Punch. That's like our
So,
alt.
Who's next?
Oh. Ooh. Damage. Assault rush. Yeah. Wipe out the enemy team with carefully planned strike. Assault rush will be applied to enemy hero for a set time after attacking them 4 times in a row, increasing your damage. Yep. Kianzan. Less HP, the more damage. It will pursue an enemy if you attack them right before. Okay. Whoa. Do they show that? No. Okay. Charge and kick, no skill, but the more stacks of Assault Rush, the greater the damage. So she's very based off of just doing damage to your enemy, and the skills that you use do more damage. Okay. That makes sense. Damage character, makes sense. Everything is going to be scaled up from how much you've hit them already. Accelerate. Performing a lunging attack if the attack hits an enemy can be used again immediately. Oh, so you can use that a whole bunch of times if it hits, depending on the level of skill. That could be very useful movement tech, for sure. As long as you're hitting the enemy, of course. And then this attack deals additional damage to those affected with Assault Rush. Yep, apply Stagger. And defeating enemies, heroes, or assisting ally heroes reduces the cooldown. So you, okay, so you're going to be able to use that more often as long as you don't use it by itself and not finishing somebody else or helping to finish somebody off. But I would assume if you're using that, you're going to get that most of the time anyway. So pretty good. I mean, again, this character seems pretty basic, which again isn't a bad thing. Having basic characters is important. Does this seem like somebody I'll play? Probably not. But she has a lot of stuff going for her. Again, the Assault Rush. Assault Rush is applied to enemy hero for a set time after attacking them, increasing your damage. And you can see their little diamonds down here is depending, and how many of these you have is basically gonna determine how much damage you do with your other skills. So you really just gotta be on somebody a whole bunch. That's damage roll, right? You gotta be on them. This or Dabura? I'm choosing Dabura as of right now, but again, we have to wait and see until she's actually in the game and see how they play. But these could definitely like accelerate dash when it's leveled up. I don't know how many times it goes up to, but this could be very strong when it's fully leveled up for sure. Just doing it a whole bunch of times. And then Her ult's alt. I mean, it's nothing special. It does damage. It's a damage ult. Very good character in the playtest from what I remember, but it doesn't seem too. I don't know how much they changed. Again, they have changed some things. I've seen some things get changed from now in the last beta test, which makes sense. I mean, it's been a few months, so that's good that they're changing stuff. Hopefully, it's balancing is going to be good. We don't just see the same four meta character teams. So hopefully, there's a lot of good options, and you have a lot of reason to play a whole bunch of different characters. But 18 looks one of the more basic characters, damage character. So you're going to be on somebody, you want to really focus on them and build up the assault rush, and then hit them with skills after the assault rush is built up just to make sure that you do more damage. Pretty simple, and I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, the last character is Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, as you can see at the top. I'm very curious of what she's gonna do. I'm gonna guess she's a damage character because it's a Caulifla, so that makes sense to me. So let's see how she plays, and then maybe we can determine what she is based off of that. For sure, damage. I guess it could be technical. She has a decent amount of health, looks like. Uh, Super Saiyan 2. Okay. Little whip. Whatever that's called. I don't know what that's called. A little get off me attack. Okay. Crush cannon to alt. Oh, and you can move with it. Interesting. Maybe they're like pushing. Tank? Interesting. Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla as a tank. I wouldn't have guessed that. When I think of Caulifla, I don't think of tank, but hey, what do I know? Any and all opponents can bring it on, provoke enemies. Okay, so yeah, tank, provoke enemies, that makes sense. And boost your own damage, protect allies. So basically, like a provoke in single player games, it makes the enemies target you. So I guess yeah, I guess that makes sense. So how do they do that in online? They deal less damage to you. So if you provoke somebody, you get damage reduction. Okay, that's pretty useful. Yeah, that doesn't do much damage at all. Attack with a triple roundhouse kick and applies provoke. So the skills are going to be provoking to enemies. If the attack hits at close range, the duration of provoke will be extended. Okay, so you'll want to use this up close. I mean, you're a tank, so it makes sense. You get close to them, start hitting them, use the storm kick, and then now you get provoke, and they do less damage to you. You want to do this faster, so you take less damage, because you get damage reduction based on enemies that are provoked. So you would want to do this like as soon as possible, the first chance you get, and you want to be closer to them. So that makes sense. Okay. What's the second thing? I missed that. And you can tell they are provoked because of this right here, like the anime angry things. Okay. Okay. Fire and oh, let's watch it first. Does that provoke as well? Doesn't look like it does. Fire and explosive energy blast performs a follow-up attack to enemies hit. Provoked enemies will take additional damage. So not only do you take less damage from provoked enemies, you do more damage. Oh wow. She seems pretty good. She seems pretty good. Release a field of energy around you, blocks enemy energy attacks and prevents them from approaching, applies movement speed up to self after activation. So she has one provoke attack. It's just the kick, and that's it. That's the only thing that's provoke. So you want to definitely make sure you're using that. Okay. And then let's see that again. And I saw her in the trailer, you like push them away, and you push your allies away too. Okay. Large amount of energy. Oh, that applies provoked. Provoke. No, provoked. Yeah. Crush cannon. Release a large amount of energy applying provoke to any enemies. It hits, can move and change direction. That's pretty good. Oh, I wonder if the arrows are also provoked, 'cause I don't remember seeing these. So not only is it the angry thing, you also have the arrows, meaning they're provoked. So you're gonna. I wonder if they're like forced to be locked onto you. Also, when you're in this state, the alt. So I imagine if you hit them with the first portion of the ult, they're gonna take more damage, and you're gonna take less damage while you're doing the rest of it. So again, making sure that you hit them right away with this is going to be so important, especially since you apply provoke to them. And then even after it's done, you just gotta hit everybody there in the area, and now you have extra damage to them, and they have damage reduction, or you have damage reduction when they're targeting you. And this seems like a very good tank. And you transform, of course. And you raise damage reduction on the passive. Is the passive the provoked passive? So, when you go Super Saiyan 2, you get even more damage reduction? Yeah, you get even more damage reduction when you're Super Saiyan 2. Oh, wow. So, you already have damage reduction here when you're provoking somebody. But then you go Super Saiyan 2 and you have even more. Again, you have to see how much it actually is and what the difference is. But compared to her, I used Vegeta a lot in the original playtest, and I had a lot of fun playing Vegeta. I wonder if I would rather use Caulifla instead of Vegeta. We'll have to see Vegeta. We'll see what his skills exactly do when they release the trailer for that. We will be going over that again. If you enjoyed this video, please like, drop a sub to the channel. We will be playing this game. Let me know who you're excited to play as in the comments down below. I'm very curious. Right now, Caulifla looks pretty fun. Dabura, Frieza, and do I have anybody else? I mean, that's all. That's all three. So we'll go off of that. Yeah, she looks pretty good. Let's watch the skills one more time. Wait, that actually has a long range. I didn't even see that the first time. Like, you have all this. I'm assuming this is the closer area that they were talking about in the other one. And you take less damage, and it lasts even longer if you hit them in this little small box right here, which you're gonna want to go for. And this, again, does more damage to provoke. That's like a get off me, get them off the point, get your teammates further away if you need to protect them, which is a good tank. That's pretty good. That's pretty good range, considering you can move with it. So you could essentially just cover the whole point. Now, how long does that last? I'm very curious how long it lasts. That's like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, like 3 seconds. Not bad. Overall, I do like all these characters so far. They look fun. And thanks for watching. With that, I'm out.